Hello and welcome back to Wildsunne Art Studio. My name is Robinsunne. Please like, comment, super for sure, subscribe for treats, and share this video with anybody who might also like to partake of the fun. So today we are talking about, finally, Manifesto Papers. I looked up, silly me. Sorry, I'm opening my computer so I can read this off of my computer. This was really fun. I looked up the definition of manifesto. Oh goodness. And it's coming up right here. Okay, so the definition of manifesto is it means a public declaration of policy or aims, or, and this is my own part of the definition, a public declaration, or even not all that public, but a declaration of your heart and what's true for you. So this can be any kind of a truth. It can be what you love about yourself. It can be your intentions for a friendship or a relationship. It can be the goals you have for the kind of work you would like to be doing in your life, or that you are doing in your life. It can be a declaration about anything. It can be a declaration about, it's raining today, so it could be a declaration about how there's something about soft or even hard summer rain, and we are getting both hard and soft rain today. We're getting a lot of it. And how that's just marvelous, and how, summer weather is great. So it comes from the original Latin word manifestus, which means obvious. And the word manifesto comes from the original Latin. At some point, they kind of made a new word called manifesto, which meant to the Latin speakers of yore to make public. And then the Italian people, or into the Italian language, there was a word manifestare, and then that kind of slid into the English word manifest or manifesto. So the way I like to write a manifesto is to do it in pen and by hand. So I'm going to make, for the giveaway journal, a manifesto, which I will originally write in pen, and I don't think this is when I'm going to write it, because you always get kind of nervous and full of a lot of thoughts when you're filming a video. And so if I've got those thoughts in my head, it's going to be hard to try to figure out and listen to the very best words that I can offer the person who will win this journal made by me. But I just want to kind of show it to you. I know that a couple of videos ago I showed you this technique. So you need a Sharpie or any kind of a little bit thicker, there we are, a little bit thicker point on your pen. Now you can do this with a ballpoint pen or anything you want. I suggest using it in black because we're going to be photocopying this, and it might as well be easy. But actually, there's no real reason you couldn't do it in red and yellow and pink and green. So whatever you want. Manifesto. Now, I'm writing this in it looks like really sloppy writing. I prefer to think about it as my artistic writing. Manifesto writing can be big, and what we want to do is, I should actually show you what we want to do. We want to go all the way up to the top of the paper and all the way to this side. You'll see as I talk about it later, it doesn't really matter if we lose a couple of letters here or there. That's not entirely the point. The point is to make a decorative paper with our handwriting, and messiness is actually kind of a flair. It's beneficial to this process. Now, if you have beautiful handwriting, and I've known some people in my life who have exquisite little, incredibly even, it's just beautiful to look at, and that makes a great manifesto paper too. However, I like the illegibility of this kind of a paper. If I was making if I copied this and I was making a pocket out of this, it would be fine that I can't really read it, because you're only going to get portions of the sentence anyway, so it won't entirely make sense to read the pocket, but it'll be pretty because it'll have all these little curly cues. Manifesto writing can be big and curly and have lots of flares in it. Manifesto papers benefit from the presence, R-E-S-E-N-C-E, of your inner child. So if I was actually writing a real manifesto, something that I wanted to make public and obvious, something that I wanted to put out there, there's something else on this definite is a synonym to display or show, to demonstrate. Yeah, there's also the noun manifesto, which is the actual document. So this becomes a manifesto. The words are my sort of thought and feeling manifesto, but the paper itself becomes a manifest when I finish. So what we would do is, write out the whole paper, and you end up with a big paper like this. I am a glorious chispas of the divine light, of which every single thing is made. You are made of light. I am made of light. The trees are made of light, and our cars, pets, books, neighbors, and everyone. And it goes on. So then what you can do, and I showed you, as I said, a little bit of this, I think, 3 videos ago. You can then, let's do this. I did print that out. Okay. This was my definition page. So yes, so here we are. You can then take this paper and type it out on your computer, and I recommend a computer, not a typewriter, and you'll see why. And don't make indentations, and you can justify right and left up in the top corner. I have a Mac, and you go to Format. No, you don't. No, it's just in the top bar, and it's where you can make everything line up. There's a little icon. You can make all your writing line up on this side, or you can make it line up on this side, or you can center, or you can justify both right and left. So do that, because it pushes the writing all the way out to the edge of the paper. So we still get all the words. I could push it all the way to the edge, but I would start losing letters, like on purpose, and that would be a bad thing. I mean, not really a bad thing, but it's not all that helpful. So first we type it all out, and you'll see that when I was writing this particular manifesto, this was a great manifesto. It's not about worthiness. It's about my commitment to be engaged with me and with you. That was sort of a thought process about how we are all kind of angels for each other. And I was listening to this book about spirituality and stuff, and it was talking about deserving, and I was thinking, oh, I don't deserve, blah, blah, blah. And then I started questioning the word deserve as it pertains to humans. And deserving doesn't make sense. If we're all spirit, if we're all light, we are all made of the same energy substance. We are all light beams of the same great light and spirit. So if that's true about all of us, then one of us doesn't deserve something more than any of the rest of us. And if I deserve, the light and love of the God or goddess of my understanding, then even if I make a mistake, even if I really mess up, I still deserve, because I'm made out of light, and so are you, and so is everybody. So the people that I've hurt are also made out of light, and I am made out of light, and I absolutely stand by the 12-step theory of making amends. I think it's crucial. I think we all need to face up and make it better. However that gets done. But in a spiritual sense, we all still deserve to love. We do not deserve to hurt each other. And so if I have hurt somebody, I need to stop that crap and make amends. I mean, I need to do my homework around it. I'm not saying that we don't. We all need to say I'm sorry when we bump into people. But it's really all about us being here as spirit together. Okay, I'm not going to have enough time to get through this, so I have to go on. So we typed this out, and this was almost a full page. You can see I got almost to the bottom of the page. But then you can do this other cool thing, because I could take this paper and I could cut it out and make a little pocket out of it, or use it in all kinds of ways, make a tag out of it. But if I change the size of the font, and I'm fairly certain this is either 16 or 18. I think it's 16. 16 point, when you figure that out. If you bring it down to the smallest point of type you can get on your computer, and my Mac has 5 point as the smallest, then you get this paper, and you see just from the camera to the desk, this turns into gray and the words stop being so specific. With this paper, our eyes will try to read the words. With this piece of paper, they won't try to read the words. It's just too small, and especially through a camera and all that. Yeah. So I've brought this out as far as I can, without missing the words. And this amount of typing in 16 font, when I brought it down to a 5-point font, it's like this big. So what I did was I copied and pasted that all the way. Did I go out of, did you see that? Yeah, it was about this big. So what I did was I just copied and pasted and copy and pasted all the way down the page so that I came to the end. And this is all now art paper that I made with my assertions that we are all made out of light and love, just bubbling up from the words in the pages. And then I want to show you this last thing that I did. I took the document, the manifesto, and instead of just doing one return between the lines, I printed it out, and then I made, I think, about 5 different returns. And then I had another line of type, and then I did 5 lines of return. And what you get is, let's take this really cool pen. So you see that these become sort of lines. This isn't my idea. I saw it in a book at a bookstore. We can use these words to have the energy bubble up from them, but we can also make a journal out of this kind of paper. So when I write my manifesto for the person who will get this journal, I will then turn it into like a 16 point font, and then I will turn it into a 5-point font. And the last thing I will do is put it on, wait a sec, let me get rid of this other paper below it. I will turn it into a landscape paper rather than a portrait paper, and I'll do this thing that I showed you here. I'll make it into lines for writing in your journal. Ta-da! So this is how you make manifesto paper, and you can do so much of this. All the people who make wonderful videos on YouTube about using old book papers to make cards and tags and juicy stuff. Very pretty. Let me find one. So all of these tags, what I could do is, I could tear a bit. It's a little bit too big. I could glue this on, and then I could add a little lace. All that stuff we do. But these are my words. These come from my heart, and they come from my spiritual curiosity. And this is this is me trying to make the best out of my life and the life of the people around me. So I came to this because years and years ago, I don't know, like 10 years ago, I did that thing of took some pages from a book, and I was making things because I'd seen people do that, like making cards and tags and all that stuff. And I read at one point about it, and it was just this. I don't think it was really a romance novel, but it was just a novel about people's lives in the like 1850s or something like that. And it was just people's. I'd been reading a lot of Louis L'Amour, and it wasn't his book; it was somebody else's book. I don't remember whose, but it was just their life about living in the American West and going on about one's business. So I read a little bit of the page, and it was this page where the guy's having a horrible argument with somebody and guns come out at the end of it. And I thought, ew, I don't really want that in my book or whatever it was that I was making. I don't want that in my artwork. Somebody pulling out a gun because they can't figure out how to talk to each other. Sorry. So I decided I would start writing my own book page paper. And then I thought, let's put some very lovely meaning into it. So this is what I came up with, and I hope you have fun trying this out for yourself, and making your own sort of love-based paper. We are here, I think, just to explore the possibilities. So may you have a sparkling, shiny clean, or even somewhat messy. It doesn't really matter. We just keep on trying. May you have wonderful ideas for the books and the life that you are making. May we all have that. Me too. Sparkle, sparkle. Have a marvelous day, and I will be back with some more bookmaking thrill next time. All right. Bye.